Hello, Gun Nation. How's everyone doing this evening? Hope y'all are doing well. We will give it a couple minutes and get into it. We got Rich B in the house, Rusty Taylor, Ranger 10. Hope y'all are all awesome this evening. I am in good old Louisiana, so been running around here, and I've got about an hour and a half trip in the morning to visit a customer and do some training there, and then I'm going to start heading back. So, Dirt Track, how are you, sir? Just watched Honest Outlaws review the Canic TTI Combat. It's been on my radar. Yeah. I mean, it seems to be a good gun. And then I saw that that Rich B got the new Nocturne. That's cool. Yeah, just make sure you do use a snap cap. I didn't know that it came with one, but use a snap cap, or, I get the little small O-rings, but they're kind of fat, and I wedge them down in the hammer, or excuse me, in the notch where the firing pin is, where the hammer just hits the O-ring. I tend to like those better, but it's whatever someone likes. Because that roll pin at the back, there's a roll pin that goes through the slide over with that firing pin striking it. It can break that firing pin. I have fired mine many times with nothing in it, but that they are prone to that happening over time. But hello, DB, how are you? But yeah, I mean, a lot of people have gotten that TTI and seem to like it. Me personally, I think it's a little overpriced for what it is, just in my opinion. I'm not knocking anybody that has it. I've played with it and stuff like that. I know you get a lot of stuff in the box, but I think it's a little overpriced. I would rather have the same amount of investment or pretty damn close to it in a metal gun like a Shadow 2 or something, just personally. Because when the flavor of that wears off, they seem to lose their value quite a bit. The Canics do over time. Hello, Denton. How are you? Lake Ozark guys in the house. Yeah, I'm out here in Louisiana. Been running around out here since Monday. No issues, nothing to gripe about or anything like that. I did hear some news today on some EVs, an EV issue. Y'all don't have any of these vehicles. That's why I'm not going to bring up the name. But there was a release that they can't be stored in a garage, and they can't, if they're at a dealer, they have to be put far away from everything else, because it could have an internal short. So, and we know what shorts in EVs equal, which is not a good thing. So anyway, they've kind of been put on like a little restriction until they get repaired. So that's, and of course, if anybody has bought these, I'm sure they've already been notified. Let's see here. I like the comp being pinned legal in commie states. Then I got you, Ranger. Yeah, and I mean, I was going to say, for the price, I mean, I'm a big fan. I know they're 50 state legal, but I don't know. I'm sure you could probably have a Glock in your area, but the Radian Ramjet, I tend to like that quite a bit. Norwood's in the house. Yeah, EVs are a waste. No, I agree with you, DB. I'm not knocking anybody that has one. They're not in my wheelhouse. I mean, they're super fast. Do not get me wrong; those things are fast. But the type of driving I do and stuff like that, they don't really fit in my lifestyle. If it was like a fun car or something like that, or like a pit crew car or something where you're just rolling around and playing around, I could see a reason for that. But hello, William Carter. How are you? $950 Honest said, yeah. I thought they were like at one time I guess they were $1,100, but I'm sure they probably came down. But I mean, for $950 you can get a full size Shadow 2. Hello, for Floridian. How are you? We'll be in San Antonio Tuesday to Friday of next week. I'm actually in DFW, so that didn't work out. Yeah, I will. Yeah, because I'm getting ready for SEMA, We've got SEMA coming up, so I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff knocked out before I'll be in Vegas. Because it's coming up pretty quick. What is it, like November 4th or something like that? So time is definitely flying. Hello, Russell. How are you, man? Present and accounted for. Yeah, you are. But like I said, I got to drive farther into Louisiana, about an hour and a half. I'll be knocking out that meeting, and then I'm going to be trucking it back to my area because I've got something waiting for me at my FFL. It has already been received. I've got something new for the channel I'm kind of excited about. Going to be jumping off into something that, put it this way, I'm going to be jumping off into something that I've actually complained about. So we're going to see if this might change my mind. So I'm kind of excited about trying it. I don't want to give it away. I think y'all will actually, because y'all know me, or I'm sure you follow me, and there might be some new people here, but you kind of know what I'm into. And this is kind of what I'm into. So something a little different, or actually very different. And it's kind of something I don't want to, well, it's something I have said that it's not really for me in the past, but I'm going to give this a fair shake and see if it is for me or if it's not for me. So y'all will be able to go along with my evaluation. And I will start it out probably with the tabletop because I think this might be a little controversial for me, maybe, because I have said some negative things about this particular kind of thing in the past. So, and I don't want to give away too much, and I don't want to act like I'm some clickbaiter because I'm not. But you might just see a video where it's like surprise. I'm going to be trying something that I've had some harsh words to say about before. If I can try to keep it like that. Let's see, Clyde's in the house. Keltec. No, I own a Keltec. It's not a Keltec. I've got the CP33, remember? Russell says, trying to get my health in order. Found out today that my kidney function is improving. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. You gotta keep that going. Ranger says 10 millimeter pistol. I'm hoping. I've had 3 10 millimeters in the past. You gotta remember, I was shooting 10 millimeter before it was cool. 9-inch Lake Ozark guy says, not a SIG. I don't know, man. We'll have to see. Hello, Adrian. How are you, man? Long time no see. Hope you are doing well. No, like I said, I mean, I probably will get people saying, Big J, what did you do? You've complained about that before, blah, blah, blah. So we'll just, like I said, I'm going to give it a fair shake, and we're gonna see. We're going to be kind of running it through the gamut, so to say. So, a SIG, yeah, they're okay. Ranger, yeah, a SIG, NSW, and 277 Fury. No, it's not that. Hello, Lynn Holt. How are you? Hope you all are all doing well. But let's see if anything fun and exciting is happening here in Louisiana since I've been here. I mean, everything's been cool. No issues with anybody. Can't think of anything. Olight, that's it. Ooh, damn, Lynn, you're going way out there, aren't you? Yeah, and that's, you know, I'm not saying that I'm going to change my mind. I'm just saying that I'm going to give it a fair shake. Lynn Holt got it. Missed your opening comments so far on my new Nocturne instead of snap caps. You were saying you can use an O-ring. How does that work? Yeah, you actually get a small O-ring, a very, very small O-ring that's fat. You pull your hammer back and you stick an O-ring literally inside the hammer so it doesn't strike the firing pin inside the gap that is cut for the hammer to hit the firing pin. You stick a small O-ring right inside there, and it won't hit it. So when you drop the hammer, it just hits the O-ring, and it can't go deep enough to smack the firing pin. I actually like those better than those little snap caps, because to be honest with you, the snap caps will wear out. That's why they apparently send you little tips and stuff. Those will wear out. So I actually prefer the O-rings, because you can buy a bag of O-rings on Amazon or wherever for like freaking $1. I mean, snap caps, believe it or not, sometimes can get pretty expensive, and I actually prefer the aluminum snap caps if you're going to use snap caps. Get your truck fixed? No, there's nothing wrong with my truck. Oh, did I get my truck fixed? No, where the guy hit me? Not yet. I did talk to the adjuster, and he actually wanted to come look at it. However, because he's local to me where I live. However, I was already driving to Louisiana, so he's going to look at it next week. 5.7 by 28 Ranger. I have a 5.7 by 28. Is the Pistol Pete? Is that what it is? A number 83 O-ring? I didn't know the number on it. I just have them. Yeah, I don't like the plastic snap caps. Oh shit, no. Actually, Ranger is saying way out there would be a 30 super carry. I don't know. Considering you can't find ammo for it. Got me some. I never even heard of this water. pH 9.5 alkaline water. Perfect hydration. Ed Brown passed away. Ooh, I did not know that. Damn. I had no idea about that. Yeah, condolences to his family. It's a Beretta 92G. Damn. Did not know that about Ed Brown. That sucks. No, I've got, like I said, an item coming in. I'll pick it up. I'm planning on picking it up tomorrow night when I drive in. Hopefully, I don't know if that's going to work out. If not, I'll grab it maybe Friday or something like that. But I want to start figuring out how I'm going to set it up with exactly what. I've got an idea of what I want, but I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money on it yet, because I don't know, I don't know where I'm going to be with it. So but I do want to test it as the way I would want it, because like I said, I want to give it a fair shake. And then we're just going to, I'll probably just do a tabletop first. Say my piece, and then say, like testing begins. So I might throw out something like that, short, sweet, because there's some things about this particular one that I like, and it could change my mind. So there's a specific reason why I wanted to try this particular thing. So that's why I'm kind of excited about it, And I had a company has sent it in, and I'll go over all that once I'll tell you all the ins and outs. I mean, there's no, hey, you got to give us or tell us great things. There's none of that shit. There's no, I can say what I want, do what I want, all that stuff. And this is not going to be like a one and done. I'm probably going to do a series on this, just so you're aware, kind of like what I did with what I've been doing with the Shadow 2 Compact. I'll probably be trying it against some other items. I'll be putting it through its daily chores, stuff like that. So that's my plan with it anyway. Hopefully y'all can see and hear me okay. I want to make sure this internet's not being weird. So let me know if I'm going to check to see if the internet, I'm still good is what it's showing on my end. Just make sure. Might throw a comment in there or something like that. Hit that like button. I appreciate all those. What have y'all been thinking about the Shadow 2 Compact videos and the verses, and then kind of the tabletop to the range? Are you liking those type of videos? Or are you kind of like, What y'all's opinions on those? Are you digging them? Are you not digging them? Are you tired of the Shadow 2 compact? I've had so many freaking questions. Hey, can you put it against this gun? Can you try it against this? Can you tell me this? Tell me that. So I'm just trying to give the people what they want. So, but if y'all are getting tired of them or whatever, definitely let me know. Okay, both just fine. The good. Hello, Turkey's Opinion. How are you? Audio and video good. All right, thanks, William. Yeah, like I said, this is a nice hotel, but sometimes I don't know what happens at 7 o'clock, but it seems like everybody gets on the internet. So sometimes it'll pull your Wi-Fi down. AA says, like the Shadow 2 videos. Just so y'all know, I do have one more that's already filmed. It's been filmed. So I'll be doing that one also. Yeah, the price is dropping on the Shadow 2 compacts these days. Yeah, they're still not easy to find, but the prices are kind of leveling out. And also, I've been seeing a lot of people, and I've had a lot of people say, hey, because of your video, I bought one or I ordered one. And I'm not trying to make you order something or whatever. I'm just giving honest opinions, and I am definitely enjoying it. I definitely think it's a well worth gun getting if you're on the fence. Like I said, I don't make any money on that. I'm not trying to push anybody to buy one or not. I just think for the value of that gun, it's definitely a great gun. So, oh yeah, Florine, if you're in that area, definitely let me know. Yeah, we'll meet up or something. I'll buy you some lunch. Just holler at me and let me know ahead of time. Luckily, hopefully I'll be in town. If I know, and pretty well in advance, I could try to schedule around it or something like that if I'm going to be local. Because I'm like maybe 30, 40 minutes from there. Not a big deal. Hello, Armsman. How are you? Hope you're doing well, sir. I'm actually carrying an Armsman holster this week. So if you're needing a good holster, check out Armsman. You can use my code BJGG10, all caps. That'll save you 10% off and free shipping for my subscribers. I don't make any money on it. He gave that code to y'all. So use it up. Your room looks like a Hilton property. You are correct, Rich B. It is a Hilton property. Yep, it is Hilton. Many times I use them, they'll get me a good room. I saw a gently used Shadow 2 compact for $1,100. Not yet. Soon. Yeah, that's not a bad price at all. Because depending on, since you can't find them used, that's how I bumped into mine. It was, I think maybe this gun had 2 mags put through it, if that. I couldn't find a scratch on it. I couldn't find a smile on it. On the barrel, I couldn't find anything. The feed ramp looked perfectly clean. I'm like, did y'all clean this? And they're like, no. It was in great condition. Yep, I am too. Yeah, the TS Orange is everywhere. They must have released a ton of them that they had, because I'm seeing a ton of those too. I have a buddy that bought one as well. Let's see here. Pistol Pete is saying you were thinking the grip on the Shadow 2 compact was too small. ALA the PO1. You might like more of the DS or DASA compacts out there as well. The PO1 is too small. I even tried it again. It's still too small. I get a little, I'm talking a fragment more on the Shadow 2 compact grip over the PO1 compact. It's very, very slight, but that's even without the magwell. And I haven't ever seen or heard of a magwell for a PO1. I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm just saying I have never, when I had mine, I was looking for them and never found one. Turkey's Opinion is saying, red dot question. Have you ever had a sun situation where it splits your dot into 3? It happened on my hollow sun. Regular dot was normal size, but the top right and left corners had bigger dots. Yeah, it's called, what is it called? Sunburst or something like that. I've seen it where I've seen 2 dots. And if you're in direct sunlight, that can happen. It's kind of one of those what ifs. But I've never had it for like a long time. I was shooting a competition one time and I could see double dots, but I'm so used to seeing, let me kind of rephrase this. You got your window. Okay, my dot is not going to be, it's going to be normally in the center, and it's not going to be way up here. So if I'm seeing two dots, I'm going by this one, if that makes any sense. But yeah, you can get sunburst or whatever the hell they call it. I've had it happen a couple of times, but it's kind of few and far between. Unless you're shooting in direct sunlight or you get a reflection off something and it bounces back, but it's not super common. Rich B, yeah. I was going to say, I've been doing it for a good while too. So I've got a bunch of free rooms that I always give away every year. I give them to Justin's Final Mission. Because, man, all these free nights and crap, being a diamond, you get all this shit, and I can't use all those nights. So I just give them away to military spouses and things like that. I guess that's what they do for Justin's Final Mission. So I've been doing that for years. Not trying to toot my own horn. That's just what I do. I've been doing it forever. Let's see here. William Carter says, my Shadow 2 Compact Custom shop is nearing the end of my favorites list, and I have guns considerably more expensive. He's nearing the top of your favorites list. Gotcha. And I have guns considerably more expensive. Yeah, I agree with that. It is a great gun, and I've got, like, for example, that video where I compared it, that MPA is $3,500. So, you can have some very expensive guns, but, sometimes you got stuff that's your favorite or that you like more. It's a really, for the value that you're spending, or the value I feel you're getting out of the gun for the price, it's really hard to beat. Yeah, and everybody asks me about the green dots and the red dots, which I prefer and which one I like better and all that other stuff. I kind of started on the red dots. I have, I think, 2 green dots. I tend, and I don't know, because when I look at a fiber optic, I've always preferred the green fiber optics over the red fiber optics. But for some reason on the dots, I don't really think it matters, but it seems that my eyes seem to pick up the red a little bit better, because I've got a green one and I get a little more bursting with my astigmatism on the green. I don't know why. It's weird, because I've heard the opposite from some of my friends that have astigmatism. So I don't know. Norwood is saying, I think the Shadow 2 Compact is better than Staccato. I'm going to get some palm swells for mine because my fingers are long. Yeah, I have, shot it against 2011s. I have not done the Staccato C2 versus the Shadow 2 Compact yet, because my C2 has the comp and the big light and all that other stuff. I'm going to do it just for my own shits and grins. But, I love 2011s. I'm not going to stop using 2011s. I'm not going to stop carrying 2011s, because I'm a 1911 guy from way back. It kind of has a special place in my heart, but I'm also a CZ guy too. So, I think it's good to have choices. I need to look into that for my points. Since I retired, I think I still have 2 million of them left. Yeah. And that's the thing. I've given away points to family members, like if they're going on a trip, or, my daughter, I've put her up before, and things like that, but I still can't use them all. So, and they used to have a thing way back where you could turn them in for gift cards. A lot of those places kind of stopped doing that. And then I would get the gift cards and I'd never use the damn gift cards, or I'd give them out to family or friends or stuff like that. But like I said, that's kind of my little giving back. If it can help somebody out, military family or something, why not give it to them? A Barnes, he is saying HK VP9 with Hollow Sun SCS red dot used 850. Is that a good price? No. Nope. It's not. The VP9, you can get those, man, I've seen them used for $350, because you can buy new ones for, I've seen new ones going for $450 just for the gun. And then your dot's going to run you $250, $300. So yeah, that's not a good price. No. Now, if it was an HK VP9 threaded barrel, and maybe like extra mags or something, that could be a different ball game because those mags aren't cheap. But yeah, I don't think the 850 is a good deal for that. I wouldn't pay that, put it that way. And I've owned VP9s before. Armsman is saying I love my C2, but Shadow 2 is very close to it. And that's kind of the way I feel. I mean, if you want a 2011 with that platform, the C2 is really hard to beat for me. And the MPA, y'all saw it on video. I mean, that is a great gun, fantastic gun, 2.5 pound trigger. I mean, great gun. But, they're, like I said, value for value. You can't go wrong with the Shadow 2 Compact. It'll save you a bunch of money. So, Norwood, how many CZs do you have? At one point, I had over 20, just being honest with you. I did sell some of them because I was just like, right now, well, honestly, I had more than 20. Right now, I probably have, I think I have about 14. I think I have 14 or 15. No problem, sir. I mean, I'm not saying that to boast. I just like CZs. Let's see here. I know he's saying height. Is height over bore for red dots really an issue? I heard the discussion again recently. I don't really think it is. The only thing I'll say it is, okay, not on the pistol. It's not on the pistol. When you get into a rifle and you run a 193 mount or a 212 mount with a rifle up close, height over bore you need to definitely be aware of your height over bore. On a pistol, not so much. Even on a SIG, because some of the SIGs have higher bore axis. I don't really think that comes into play. But on a rifle with a high mount, it definitely, up close, it can definitely become an issue. I've caught myself actually even doing it before. Like mine are set to 15 yards. That's what I set all my dots at, is 15 yards. Sometimes, even when I'm shooting at 7, but I'm talking, it's this much of a difference with a pistol. With a rifle, it can be this much difference. So with a high mount. Yeah, the VP match, or VP9 match is what I meant to say. But yeah, I mean, if you could get a direct mill where it's literally cut out for it, and you've got co-witness sights on a pistol, that's not a big deal. I mean, or using stock sights, you don't have to use suppressor sights, but I don't really find that a big deal, honestly. And I like to shoot fast. Y'all know that. I hate to shoot slow. I don't even know. I mean, like bench resting to me is irritating. It's not on a rifle, but it is when I shoot pistols. I just want them. I like to go fast. Yeah, that Shadow 2 Compact is great. It made me get the DWX Compact because I couldn't get enough of the CZ grip style. Yeah, I mean, the DWX, there's nothing wrong with that either. But on the DWX, I would actually prefer the full-size DWX, just for me personally. Turkey says, I don't have a single CZ. CZ makes pretty decent shotguns, too. I've shot a couple of them. Hey, here's the man right here. Pranic, I always call him Pranic. I think it's pronounced differently. I just say Pranic. I don't know why. Y'all can ask him. We met at the range, and he shot the Shadow 2 Compact, and he shot my full-size Shadow 2. So y'all can ask him. He shot them a lot. He had a good time. I think we talked earlier, and I think I was texting him earlier, and I think he put, I want to say it was 250 to 300 rounds through both of them. I mean, between the both of them. But yeah, we were there quite a bit. I just said, here's the guns, here's mags, have fun. I didn't shoot that much that day. He did. Rich B saying, I'll trade you 500,000 Hilton points for one CZ. Man, I've got a bunch of points already. See, there you go. You have one, so that counts. Norwood says he's got 6. Yeah, I mean, it's that CZ life, man. Like I said, that's why I have that sign, CZ Mafia for life. 2 million dong. How you like it, Turkey? Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, the DWX is a nice pistol. I don't care how you say it. Yeah. Like I said, friends can, we can joke around about names. Hell. Hello, Young Guns. How are you, man? Got out of class a little early tonight. Man, that's awesome. Glad you could join us. Let's see here. 250 plus, few more mags out of the. Okay. Yeah, so it's 250 out of the S2C. Yeah, we had a good time. We shot a lot, shot the shit, had conversation. It was a good time. I was really glad to spend some time with him. Nice guy. He did say next time I need to bring some 2011s and let him play with them. And I told him, hey, you're more than welcome to it. Like I said, if y'all are ever in the area and you want to shoot some guns and I'm able to meet up with you, I have no problem with you shooting my guns. That's what they're for. Some people get all bent around the wheel. You can't touch my gun. You're going to get it dirty. You're going to scratch it. I don't give a shit. I can shoot them. That's what they're for. Rich B says, I need to try appendix carry again. The last time I did, it just didn't work out for me, but maybe I didn't give it enough time or have the correct firearm at the time or the correct holster. Here's what I will say. Appendix carry, you need the correct gun belt. You need the correct gun holster, and you need to put in some time with it. Because think about it, and I'm just going to be real honest with y'all, and I'm going to be real blunt with y'all. You've got a different bulge in your pants when you appendix carry, depending on the size of the firearm. It's almost like a tumor where your belt is. So, depending on the size of the firearm. It's something weird. It's something you haven't felt before. It's something out of the ordinary. It can be an irritant to some people. So I recommend putting it on at home, wearing it around the house, sitting on the couch with it, trying different things, driving in your car with it. Give it a fair shake. Don't just put it in there for a couple hours and go, oh my God, it's uncomfortable. You got to give it a fair shake. And then what will happen, months after months after months, you'll just be like, when you don't have it there, you'll be like, where is it? I don't feel right without it. That's what it will turn into. I promise you. It's weird at first. It's out of the ordinary. But now when I don't have it on, even if I'm just sitting here, like I'm sitting in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, and a good t-shirt by the chance, come and take it, bitches. But it is, it's weird. It's something different. It's kind of like, people that have a wallet in their back pant or their back pocket and they sit in a car and they're kind of like sitting on their wallet all the time, which can be a pain in the ass, literally. It's not anything like that, but it's just different. So I would say give it a fair shake once you do it. No, turkey, fat people can do it too. I mean, I've lost 22 pounds so far, but, I've been appendix carrying when I was skinny, when I was medium, and then when I was fatter. So it can be done, but it's all about the gun belt, the correct holster, and the type of gun. But I've carried 5-inch guns when I was fat. I've carried fatter. I've carried, 4-inch guns. I've carried double stacks. I've carried 2011s. 1911s. I've carried small guns. So once you kind of get used to it, you get used to it. I still won't. Yeah, and some people, they just don't want it that close to it, and I get it. I totally understand it. Let's see here. Oh, hang on one second. I hate to admit it. Big J is right. Appendix is slowly becoming a long wait being adjusted. Yeah, it's it's different. That's what I'm saying. You're just like, what the heck's in my pants? You know, why does it feel different? But once you get used to it, you'll be good to go. Let's see here. I'm thinking my new Nocturne would be good to try Appendix with the double action. Yeah. Um, you can decock it, and then as you put it in your holster. I always recommend when you take it off, like, okay, when you're taking your gun out, don't just pull the gun out of the holster and set it on the counter. Train to where you take your holster off as a whole assembly with the gun in it and remove the whole item and then set it on the counter. When you put it in your pants, keep it in the holster and load it that way. Now, of course, dry fire practice, with drawing it out of the holster, etc. Dry fire and then go to live fire. I've actually live fire many times at Texas Gun Experience out of my Appendix holster. I always suggest doing it first, dry fire. I mean, no ammo, all that good stuff. And I'm not a trainer. I'm not any of that person. So please, just do what you choose to do until you get used to it. But, just like you pull your garment, you can lean back, so you're pointing it this way and then guiding it in, still pointing it that way. And then put your finger on the back of the hammer as you load it into your holster, like this with no trigger finger there. Load it like that with all hand on the grip, or you know what I mean. And then if you feel the kickback from the hammer, something's in the trigger guard. I mean, double action, single action will give you that. So that is a great reason to carry a double action, single action, especially if you're new to Appendix. But I've carried them all: 1911s, 2011s, single action, striker fire, or whatever. And he's exactly right too. Armsman is saying you got to find that sweet spot for Appendix carry. I can't carry any other way. I've carried at the 3, the 430. If you go way back in the videos, because I got really fat. And then I've carried Appendix forever. Even when I was still fat, I was like, 430 is a joke. And I'm just going to tell you why. If you're in your vehicle and you've got your seatbelt on at 430 or 3 o'clock, honestly, you're not getting to your gun. If something were to happen and somebody were to try to carjack you, you're not getting to your gun. You're taking your seatbelt off and then leaning back and trying to get to your gun. Appendix, I have my seatbelt on. I've got my shirt tucked behind my gun. It's literally right there. I can leave my seatbelt on, deploy, do what I need to do that quick. Perfect for car carry. People are like, oh, I'll keep it in the center console. You're not going to get to it. You're just not. Old glove box. You can't reach that far with a seatbelt on. There's absolutely no way. And if you just got your gun with a holster just sitting in your console, you're in a crash, that thing's coming back in your head or hitting you somewhere in your family or popping out of the holster during a crash. If you haven't been in a violent crash, I have many of them, unfortunately. Flipped a Jeep, flipped another car. Shit flies everywhere. It's stuff you didn't even know you had in the car flies everywhere. I've even got pictures I could physically show of some of these car wrecks. They're not good. Even racing, I was in a major crash. So you find crap you didn't even know that existed in your car, and it hits you. Y'all don't know it, but right there in my head, I've got scar from here all the way back here, where the rear view mirror button broke off and literally ripped my head open. So yeah, pretty crazy. I would not be. I'd have a head for radio for sure if I were bald. But I always say, especially just have it completely unloaded, walk around the house with it, do some dry fires, make sure nobody's in the house, of course, and practice with it that way. But give it a really good fair shake. Like take some trips to Walmart, take some or whatever, walk around with it, get used to it. I've even suggested do yard work with it. Exactly, Big J. When I got my holster for Armsman for my X10, I put it on instantly, wore it around the house from daylight to dark for a week. It's second nature now. Yeah, I mean, it is. Let's see here. Let me catch back up. Yep, exactly. Good belt and a good holster can definitely take you a long way. Yep. That's only the belts I use are cores. I've been using them for now 6 years. Matter of fact, one's sitting over there in some jeans. Big believer in them. And also, I will say this, when you get a core belt, and I've said this before on chats, leave it a little bit longer so you have a tail, okay? when you have to go do your number one or number two, just being honest, open it up, not to where it comes apart. Just open it up, take your gun, don't take it off, just slide it to the right, do your number one business. Got to do number two, keep it like a hula hoop, slide it down, leave your gun on it, do your business. So you're not leaving a gun on the back of the toilet or in your underwear or laying on the floor. Keep it clipped, pull it up, click, 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 do your business. Kind of keep it like a big hula hoop. I never undo it physically to do number one, number two, whatever. So that's my little tip. Anybody that wants to use it, but it works. And I've got a code. I mean, Core doesn't pay me anything, but it's BEJGG10. And if you want to buy anything from Core Belts, that'll save you 10% too. It's just for y'all. I don't make anything on it. Yeah, the holsters are still the same as the P07, and I think Armsman has them, or I know he does. I haven't seen it yet, but I have a new P07 holster from Armsman, and it's awesome. Russell, Core makes big belts, man. They got some big ones. I don't know how big they go because mine's cut. I was going to say they have the little numbers. I want to say they do go up to like 50. I want to say. Don't quote me on that, but you can check their website. But they do, those belts, you cut them to adjust them. But I always say leave about 3 or 4 inches. Like if you're a 40, leave about, 4 inches after that, just for that, what I'm talking about, that hula hoop effect. The next belt, a lot of people have asked me, I don't know, I haven't seen any out here, but a lot of people will ask me about the next belt knocked off Core belt. And I have seen some of the next belt where the little rivet or the little clickers have broken. I have a buddy who had a couple of them and they weren't real great, so I just stay with Core. I mean, I think they make great products. I even have their battle belt, and it's actually a great battle belt. And it's cool because my other ones don't have the clickable adjustable on my battle belts, and the Core battle belt has that, and I really do enjoy the Core battle belt. I will say this, the Core inner belt, I don't really care for, and I've given them that report. I'm not the biggest fan. It works, but I'm not the biggest fan on their inner belt. It needs to be stiffer. I don't like the bungee that they've added in it. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't like that. So what I've done is I use my, when I use my Core tactical battle belt, I use my inner Blue Alpha Gear belt and then put my Core over it. So, because I'm not going to be adjusting my inner belt. Pistol Pete is saying the P09 P10F mags are super high quality, in my opinion. Great choice. Yeah, I mean, they are great mags. They're made by Metgar. That's who makes all the CZ mags. Oh, is there a different? Oh, okay. Armsman, I thought it was exactly the same setup as the P07. Somebody told me that it fit right in their P07 holster. I don't know if that's true, but that's what someone told me that bought one. They said it fit right in it. Now, I don't know what brand holster that was. I guess I should have asked. Oh, man, that's funny. Oh, is Harry in here? I saw somebody, Frantic, saying he busted his ass on his scooter. Yep. It is funny. I will say this. I've been in the men's room before taking a whiz, and I'll do the click, 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 and I've had people kind of look over at me at the urinal like, what the hell's that click? And I'll just go click, click, real quick. So that is kind of funny that you said that, Pistol Pete. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forget, Armsman. You're right. Okay, I misspoke on that. They are a little lighter. Yep, you're exactly right, because I forgot they extended the shelves on those. You are correct, sir. Pranic has he has a Harry's holster. I got you. Yeah, the person that told me this, might just have a holster with a little more give, but he said his fit right in there. but I didn't ask him what size or who made his. You talking about the Ruger? A. Barnes is saying thoughts on the new Ruger. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just took it together. Ruger LC carbine and 10 millimeter. I mean, I think it's a good option if you're looking for something in a 10 millimeter. I think it's cool. Like if you just want a go out and shoot target type 10 millimeter. I think if you're trying to put it in a backpack or something, I'm thinking there's better options and smaller. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. 10 millimeter and a PDW is not a bad choice. I think I love PDWs. I think they're awesome. You can stick something in a backpack. That's never a bad thing. Matter of fact, I've got something. Of course, I can't show it. I carried two down here with me. A little PDW and of course, Appendix holster or Appendix gun. So I've got two with me right now. So because you just never know. Sometimes shit can pop off. And I've been here many times, but the area I'm in now is a little different. So I planned accordingly. He had a leather FUD holster for a PO7. No, he doesn't. It was a Kydex, but it could have been one of those, like more bulky, you know what I mean, where it had a little bit of play in it. It was set up with a light. I do know that. So that could have been what it was. What? I heard the guy that tried to am Trump had a horse living in his house. Guns are fine. Some people are just weird. Man, there's a lot of stuff coming out on that guy. He supposedly had a record arm's length of all the crap he's done illegally. The gun was illegal. He was on all these little missions. He's been interviewed by all these people multiple times, going over to the crane a lot. You don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know, man. Something's fishy. Something's fishy. So, I don't know. I guess people can say, put on your tinfoil hat to me or whatever you want to say, but something's just fishy. I don't know. Something's not adding up. Let's see here. Well, I like leather and steel. Plastic, I don't know. Leather and steel have been very, very good to me. Yeah, I get it, Len. I will say this. I was a leather guy also back in the day. You and I might even be the same age and don't even know or close to it. But I will say this. Over time, leather, if you sweat in it or it gets wet, it stretches. You can have issues. But, it happens to all of us. You get dust and debris and things like that in a Kydex holster. It can fall out. You can rinse it out. I mean, I literally take my holsters and rinse them out. I've done it before. And let them air dry or shake them out. Even hit them with compressed air to get the dust off of them and all that stuff. With leather, the dust embeds into the leather. And also if you're going to use anything, I always recommend horsehide. Horsehide is way better than regular cow leather, but I've had both horsehide and cow leather. But it absorbs the dust, the sweat, and all of that other stuff, and it creates scratches on guns. So when you have these high dollar Les Bears and Ed Browns and all of that, you will get surface. Now, it's not grinding in, but you will get surface scratches on your really nice stainless steel coating or hard chrome finish and things like that. Do I worry about that? No, not necessarily, but some people, it really bothers them, and I totally get that. But with the correct made Kydex holster, I've never had one scratch, or with the correct made one. I've had some jicky ones way in the past, some cheap shit ones, and they will eat your finish off your gun when you muzzle it in. There's another thing, though. If you're going to practice with your gun and you're going to draw, you're going to get muzzle wear. Okay, it's a given. It's totally acceptable. I don't worry about it. Um, but again, if you've got to deploy that pistol and get to work, the great thing about Kydex is it never folds, it never creases, it never does any of that. And you can just insert it right back in there. Leather can compress once you pull the gun out of it, and then you can't get it back in there without unbuttoning your pants. So, I mean, on an appendix or a hybrid holster that's in your pants. So that's my little, 2 cents there. Exactly, Ranger. I'm not going to say it because I'll probably already get demonetized. They've been picking on me a lot here recently. I've had 2 videos and 1 chat recently where they've demonetized it instantly. So I don't know. It's weird. Yep, I agree with that. Now, if you're just outside waistband carrying, I know people who use leather. I still prefer Kydex, even outside. What's up, Baldwin Curious? How are you, man? Hope you've been doing well. Yeah, Ranger, they even make those in Kydex too. I would still prefer Kydex for that because if you were to fall or something like that, I would still want Kydex around it. Agree about horsehide, and they only need some oats every now and then. Proper Kydex works well. Evaluating bitter root gun leather and appendix. I've never messed with that one. I don't know anything about that one or brand or whatever. But I am excited about trying this new item I got. And like I said, I'll take you around for the ride, and I'll be 1,000% honest because that's what I do with everything. But like I said, I'll probably just do a tabletop where I'm sitting there, turn the camera on, have the item out there, tell the little story, and then, let you know, hey, I'm going to take it for a run, see what I think about it, and I'll probably do a series on it. That's my plan anyway, to truly assess it and see if it's going to work for me. It could be halfway through, I'm like, nope. Or it could be I'm liking it and it's working out for me so far. Or it could be that it's not the correct size. I could say that. But anyway, I'm kind of excited about giving it a whirl. Ranger saying, what the heck is wrong with YouTube these days? Good thing I know when your chat is, Big J, because YouTube never alerts me and I am subbed. I hear that all the time. Yep. So definitely, hit that thumbs up. That kind of boosts it and pushes it out to other people. So I'd appreciate that. Bitterroot. Clyde is saying on a 16-inch 308 556. Oh, okay. On a 16-inch 308 556, would you do a muzzle brake or leave a flash hider on it? Depends on if you want it super flat, or if you want to piss off your neighbors next to you at the range, or you just want it as flat as you can get it for follow-up shots. And also if you don't have access to a suppressor, there's a lot of variables there. If it's something you want to shoot fast and enjoy and, keep it as flat as you can, I highly recommend muzzle brakes. However, they're loud. So if anybody's beside you, they're going to get an earful. 556 will light up, and it's super loud with the muzzle brake. I've got them on some 556s and 308s. They're super loud, but they really tame recoil for the next shot. Not that they're super high in recoil, especially 556, but if you're wanting them super flat and super fast for your follow-up, I highly recommend muzzle brakes. If you just want to shoot it periodically and just have fun with it and not be so concerned with it, then keep an A2 on it, regular flash hider. I don't think you're going to be doing heat-seeking missions where you're afraid of giving away your location. You don't have to overthink it, but and if you can, I recommend running them suppressed. So I would take the A2 off, I would put my muzzle brake on, or my cherry bomb or whatever for my particular suppressor, and then roll with that. But I like shooting suppressed. Let's see here. My PO7 up front next to my buckle got me out of possible jam today outside a convenience store and grill without making a scene. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. And again, back to Armsman's point, about appendix carry, it does depend on where you put it. Some people put it right at the 12 o'clock. I don't. I don't have it right in the middle where your buckle would be. I have it just over the right. If you're a guy, you know what I'm talking about. My muzzle is pointing at the right one. That's kind of my spot. I call it like the 1205 or whatever if you want to get, and also when I wear my core belt, I don't have the buckle in the front. I run the buckle not at the, your front belt loops, but I always put it on with one belt loop left. So my buckle is over on the side and I've got the little button so I can hit the button, pull it, and then do my business. So I never carry the buckle in the front directly at 12 o'clock. I always keep it far to the right, or far to the left, I'm sorry. Say its name. Am I right, nut? Is that what you want me to say? Just trying to be, trying to be gentle for I think we're all grown men and women here. But my right, boy? But that's where I carry. That's where I like it. It's just different at first, but once you get used to it, you get used to it. Russell Young saying, "Smash that like button." Heck yeah, hit that like button. I appreciate all the questions I've been getting too on all the Shadow 2 videos and stuff like that. It's been fun to kind of do this little series and test it against other guns. A lot of people, when they see some of these videos, are like, I didn't even know you had that other gun, whatever gun I'm comparing it to. I do have one more in the episodes that I've shot. I've got one more comparison against the Shadow 2 Compact. I think y'all will enjoy it because it's another gun that I love. So I'm not putting it up against any guns that I really don't care about. I'm just being honest with you because it's not worth my while to shoot some of those other guns. Or, even y'all, I already know the Shadow 2 is going to smoke some of the other guns, so I'm not putting them up against them. I'm only putting it up against other guns to see, for one, how well I shoot both guns at that particular day, and then, how well it does against the gun I'm putting it against. So I do still have a couple of guns that I really would like to test it against that I really love. I'll just go ahead and tell you now, I have not tested it against a P10C yet. I haven't. I think it would be pretty close to the Glock video I've already released. I've got a P10C with a comp, and then I've got a P10C without a comp. So I was actually going to test it against both of those to see, for one, I'm going to do another comparison against the P10C with a comp and the P10C without a comp. So I'm testing those two against each other. I've done that in the past. For my own, where I am now in my shooting ability, put it that way. And then I wanted to test the Shadow 2 against my P10C without a comp, and then with a comp. I wanted to kind of run that on its own. But the next gun that it's tested against, I've already done the video. I did it a while back, or I guess last weekend. And, I've still got that video coming. But again, this new item, I want to try to jump into it a little bit, kind of give you a break from the Shadow 2 Compact, and then, something different, something new, something even new to me. So, or newer to me. Rich B is saying, still liking your PSA 5.7, any regrets? No, I have no regrets. Yes, I do still like it. And matter of fact, I was talking to my wife about saying, hey, I've got a gun that I want you to shoot. And she was like, okay. So I still need to take, because nobody else has shot that except me. She hasn't even shot it yet, but I wanted her to get out and shoot it and see what she thinks about it. I think she would, I think she's going to really like it. But I think it's a fun gun. I highly recommend it. And it's ran flawless so far. I can't remember how many rounds. I've got it in the book. Y'all can go look at the series. I kind of did a little series, quick series on that. Because I say at the last video how many rounds I've put through it so far. I want to say it's like 200, something like that, so far. But I need to get it back out and shoot it. Graybeard is saying, hi, Big J. If you were buying a 308, what would you get? AR style? Definitely. Definitely a 308 and AR style. Not that bolt guns are bad. They're not. But you're limited on capacity. And I definitely like AR-10s. So I would definitely get an AR style and pick brand. If you don't want to build it or you don't want to buy a really, expensive quality brand, Smith & Wesson has a lifetime warranty. I would recommend them. PSA, you might, they have some good deals on theirs. I personally haven't tried one, so I can't really recommend them, or I wouldn't. You know me. I like to try things for my own, so I can have my own opinion, other than like a YouTube opinion. Because there are some guns that people say they hate that I actually like, and then some people say, "Oh, these are the greatest things since sliced bread," and I think they're pieces of shit. So, but I'm just saying something with a reputable reputation. I don't think you could go wrong with it. Pistol Pete says Shadow 2 full size versus Shadow 2 compact. Well, you guessed it, Pistol Pete. That's the next video. That is the one I've already filmed. So yes, it will be the Shadow 2 compact versus the Shadow 2 full size. Pranic says he put it up against a PO1 and that lasted one mag. So, but no, there is nothing wrong with the PO1. There is nothing wrong with that gun. It's a great gun. It is a really good gun, but compared, like if you had a tricked out Cajun Gunworks, PO1 or something like that, I think it would be better, a better comparison. But a Shadow 2 compact against a stock PO1, yeah, the Shadow 2 compact's going to win. It's going to win big time. But PO1s are great guns. CeeLo is saying the PSA Saber line is a great option. I like them. I think they look really cool. I've just personally never shot one. So if you have CeeLo, I'm sure they're great and they have a great warranty. So that could be a great option as well, Graybeard, because they have a lifetime warranty on any of their products. And I've had PSA stuff. I just don't have an AR-10 version from them. But I've never had a problem with PSA, so to say. Hell, I've got the Rock, I've got some uppers, I've even got some of their lowers, and I've never had a problem with anything. And I think it would do well. Did your POF do well? I've got two PO. Oh, you mean my 308? Because I've got two POFs. My 308, yeah, I did have that where it shit the bed at first. If y'all go way back or been following me for a long time. My 308 Rogue 12.5, it did shit the bed at first. Had a bolt carrier group that came apart. Not the bolt itself. The gas key on the top ripped out of it or separated out of it. So I was getting a lot of blowback or blow by, whatever you want to say. But yes, they did make it right. I got a whole new bolt carrier group. And since then, it's been working great. Matter of fact, I need to take it back out and shoot it again, put some more rounds through it because I've got a hog hunt that is going to be coming up soon. Well, not soon. It's probably going to be about 3 or 4 months, but I need to get some more rounds through it. But so far, that's been working great. I haven't had, the last time I shot it, I put how many did I put through it? I think it was 120 rounds of 308. And it was just 150 grain. It was just plain target ammo. I put 150 rounds through it and it ran fine. I think that gun total, it has, I know it has over 1,000 rounds since it's been repaired. But on the gun total, I think it has like 1,200 rounds, something like that. Yeah, LWRC is not a joke. They make great guns, really good guns. We need to start a campaign to get our lazy relatives, neighbors, coworkers to get out and vote. I agree with that, Pistol Pete. I agree with that. I have a buddy of mine. We've been friends for a long time, and he likes to bitch about everything, but he does not vote. So I told him many, many times, I'm like, all your bitching does not count. He's like, why is that? And I'm like, because you don't vote. He goes, well, I pay taxes. And I'm like, but you don't vote. So, and granted, we all pay taxes, or all should pay taxes. Oh, SOCOM 16, yeah. POF, yeah. Yeah, Rich V, I was going to say, you can get, matter of fact, I saw the PSA Saber AR-10 was on sale. I got an email, what was that, about a week ago? And they had a really good sale on it. I don't know if y'all know this. PSA is about to release their AR-10 12.5 as well. Some people won't be interested in it, but yeah, they are releasing the Saber in a 12.5 308, and that'd be pretty cool. Let's see here. He says, Pete, because of the grip on his Shadow 2 Compact, I like it more than its full-size Shadow 2. Shadow 2 Compact reminds me of a TSO. Yeah. I mean, I like either one of those grips, but there's just something about that Shadow 2 Compact with that grip and that mag well. I mean, Locke did phenomenal on that. Let's see here. My PSA 5.7 has a bit over 1,000 rounds through it. Tend to stop counting, no issues. Fun at the range, no strange wear patterns. Great way to test the waters. Yeah, that's awesome, Craig. I don't have that many rounds through mine. It is a fun gun. I really, really like it. I will say this. You know, this is way back when, even before I did YouTube, but I had the original FN 5.7. And that's when ammo was freaking $60 a box. And I will say this. Y'all are hearing it from my mouth. That PSA Rock outshoots that freaking Ruger, or excuse me, that FN 5.7. It outshoots it all day long. And also, if you want to get a threaded barrel for your FN 5.7, they're freaking like $300. And FN hates for you to use a suppressor on their 5.7s. That's why it's an aftermarket barrel. The old one was an optic ready that I had. The new one is, but it's freaking $1,500. I mean, you could buy, 4 rocks for that. And I bought my rock. I told you all the deal, but, it's the peanut butter. I bought my rock for $499 or $489 with 10 mags. I mean, and a really nice bag if you like those range bags. And I will say this also. I much prefer, and I've got tons of range, those little, bags that they come with, and I never use them after I take the pistol out of them. I just put them in a box or one of those crates. But I think, now, of course, it's budget minded. If you're coming, if you're bringing a gun to market, I think it should come in a gun bag versus a gun case. The old school cases like CZs come in the plastic cases or Smith & Wesson. I think that's the past. I think, and it doesn't have to be a high dollar bag, but I think if you were able to buy a gun in a little gun bag to where if that's your only gun or you have 2 guns, you can take that to the range and that could be your gun bag. I think wagging around a case, personally, I think is dumb. I've got so many freaking cases. And to be honest with you, guns that I know I'm never going to get rid of, I've actually thrown those plastic boxes away. However, all my CZs, all my, I do have them for all the CZs, and the cardboard ones are useless. I mean, I get it. You're dealing with the price point. If you're buying a cheap gun, it's going to come in a cardboard box. Even some higher end rifles come in a cardboard box. I get it. But, if you can have like a little gun bag, I think that's kind of the way to do things now. Because for one, if you're stacking them, you can push them down. Cardboard boxes, you just crush them, so you might as well throw them away. And then gun cases, if you push them down, you're going to break them. So let me catch back up here real quick. Yeah, the S2, it has a very heavy duty or a high weight muzzle. However, on my Shadow 2 Compact, or excuse me, my Shadow 2 full size, it actually has been weight induced or weight decreased. I'm sorry, it's been cut down so it is a little bit lighter in the front. Some people don't know that, but yeah, I had it custom milled back when carry optics, you had to be underweight. So I had it milled to where it met that weight. Now you can have them heavy as a freaking boat anchor. And I even say that in the video too. Let's see here. Let me catch back up. Mook is saying, have you shot the new Staccato C? If so, what are your thoughts? I have not shot the new C, but I have shot the CS, the shorter one. And between the CS and my C2, I'm a C2 guy. I'm not real crazy about the CS. However, I know people that have shot the CS versus the C and definitely prefer the C over the CS. It just depends on what you like. But if I were going to buy one personally for myself, I would buy the C. If I were going to buy, because I've already seen them both ways. Texas Gun Experience has the C's where you get the shorter grip, like the 15 or 16 round, or the shortest one, and now they have the longer ones. I guess the 17 round longer grip. I would buy the 4-inch slide with the full size grip. That's what I would buy. But here's another thing with me. I have really big hands. I hate to say that, but XXL hands. So the C2 is a wider grip, so it's bigger around. I have more real estate there. On the CS, man, I could wrap my fingers all the way around the freaking grip, and then when I put the left hand, there wasn't very much room because it's just a skinnier grip. So these are problems I have. Y'all won't have to deal with. So, no. Any concerns with carrying the Shadow 2 compact and not having a firing pin block? Absolutely not. No issues. Don't have any concerns because, hell, I carried 1911s forever. The old, 70 series, no firing pin block. So not worried about that at all. Most 1911s and 2011s, they don't have firing pin blocks. You can drop them, they'll go off. Watch videos. Grand Thumb did it. Ben Steger's dropped them and they've gone off. That doesn't concern me because your Shadow 2 compact is a double action, single action. Okay, so the way I carry it is, I, of course, drop the hammer all the way down on a fully loaded round, and then I pull it back to what's called the quarter cock. So it's just a little off the firing pin. It's called a quarter cock, and you do not turn the safety on at all when you're doing that. So you're running it quarter cocked with the safety off. That's the way they carry them over there. That's the way they should be carried or recommended to be carried. You could carry it cocked and locked as well. If it really, really bothers you, you can get the Shadow 2 full-size safety will fit in the Shadow 2 compact. So if you want the bigger 1911 or 2011 style safety, you can do that. They don't come in the box, but you can get them extra, and you can carry it cocked and locked, just like a 1920 or 2011. But I carry quarter cocked and with the safety off. So that is the way I carry it, and that's the way it honestly should be carried because it's double action, single action. But no worries, Mr. Lowe. I'm very comfortable, and I don't drink when I carry a gun, so I wouldn't be worried about that. Yep, Smith & Wesson's been doing that forever. There's a bunch of gun companies that do. I would just appreciate at least not for me because I use Lynx bags. I carry all kinds of different bags, but I just don't carry the gun rug bags. But I think for like a newer shooter or somebody that bought a really nice gun, I think having a really nice Staccato bag or a whatever bag, I think that's just tasteful. And if you look at the bags, you can open them up and read the tags. A lot of those bags are made in China because they're cheaper. They're not going to put an American-made bag in there for $200 for free. You're going to pay for it somewhere. Yeah. I throw away the cardboard boxes. Yeah, and that is the thing. On some, like my Shadow 2 full size, it does have an extended firing pin. I put it in there on purpose. I have actually carried that gun, but I did carry that gun cocked and locked because it does have an extended firing pin. But on the stock Shadow 2 compact, it does not. And there's been tests where people have hit them with hammers and done all that stuff. It's really not an issue. 1911s, 2011s, single action guns, you don't want to carry them sitting on the firing pin. You don't want to do that. No problem, man. Oh, here you go, Denton. Welcome, sir. I appreciate it. He said, has the CS and the C. If I had to choose, he'd go with C personally. That would be my choice, too. Yeah. Yes, Rich B. Threat Cadre is still around. Never seen anything from him. YouTube playing games. No, he's just been busy. We're friends. We still text, all that stuff. He's just working a lot. So he's got a deal where he's working and grinding and all that stuff. So he's just been busy. No, we need to catch up. I need to have him on the chat again. Yeah, he's a really good guy. Strange unit just for the cases. Yeah, a storage unit just for the cases. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. If you saw the freaking cases I have, I'll put them up in my attic. And then I've got lockers and shit like that I put them in. Y'all can imagine the old school lockers back in the day. I haven't seen it, but I've got a stretch of those freaking old school lockers that I bought. It was just kind of cool. I thought they looked cool, so I bought those, and I've got freaking school lockers with those damn freaking boxes in them, in some of them. Other things in there, not guns, but, other gear in there too. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, I've got a bunch of those Trigicon boxes too. And hell, I've even got Hollow Sun boxes. What I did the other day, I've got I counted them. I think I've got 16 or 18 Hollow Suns, but they come in those little boxes with a little the little sleeve over them. I actually one day went through all of my tubs and I looked at them. And of course, you get the little extra packets of screws and the little wrenches and all that shit. I actually took all those out of those boxes and I threw away all those Hollow Sun boxes and combined them down into 3 Hollow Sun. Now, when you slide it off and pop it open, one of them just has a crap load of extra screws and those little wrenches and, the little cloths and all that shit. I threw all that other shit away. I've got aim point boxes, even SIG optic boxes. I even combined and threw a bunch of those away because I'm just man, I've just got too much shit. I'm just tired of crap. Yeah, Threat Cadre he is a wealth of knowledge. He's been there, done that, got a hat and a t-shirt, so he definitely knows what he's doing. He's a great trainer, so really, really good guy. Oh man, it's 8:17. I didn't even realize that. But I will be heading out tomorrow, again, going and seeing my customer, and then I'm going to try to go by Texas Gun Experience and pick up that item. So I'm thinking, and y'all will have to answer me this because I want y'all's opinion. When I get that item, do you want me to get, and I don't like box openings and all that shit. Y'all know that. But I'll open the box and I'll do all that stuff. But do you want a first impressions video, or do you want a kind of a video where I'm kind of explaining, hey, here's what's going on? Do you want that quickly, or do you want me to go shoot it and test it and start doing all that, then give an opinion? Or would y'all like to see a first, hey, here's what I'm trying. Here was my original opinion. We'll see if it changes. Do y'all want something like that? Definitely give me your thoughts. Oh, Pistol Pete's. Yeah, this is what I used to do back in the day. I used to do a what's in the box. I would, do a little thing and I'd show the box and what's in the box? What's in the box? Ranger is saying desktop firing and then desktop. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to try to go shoot it this weekend. I'm going to try. I've got, got to go see my dad and do that stuff, But I didn't know if you just want a first, hey, I just picked it up. Here's what it is. Here's why I'm trying this. Blah, blah, blah. And here's what it is, and kind of give like a first out of the box impression? You know, do y'all want that first? You know, blah, blah, blah. William is saying, I'd like to install the safety on my P01 Omega. Is that easy to do? Yes, it's pretty easy on a Omega setup. It's definitely easier on an Omega than it is on a standard. And there's videos, I'm sure you can probably see it. Prentick says, agree with Ranger, desktop, firing, desktop. Okay. Clyde saying all of it. Armsman wants a first impression. Agree with Ranger. Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll get it. I'll kind of feel it out. And like I said, I might just get home, flip on the camera, and just say, here's what it is. Here's what I'm trying. Here's why I'm trying it. And I might do that, you know, and I might just hold that video. And then when I go shoot it, then I can say, here's, you know, how many I put through it. Here's what I think about it. And they'll have some shooting in it. You know, I might do something like that. I just don't know yet. I'm going to play around with it and see where we go with this. But like I said, this was sent in to me. I didn't buy it. I'm buying stuff for it. Let's put it that way. It's a company that, you know, I thought about working with and reached out to them, and they were like, hell yeah, let's do it. So just letting you know, I didn't buy this. So I keep everything 100. Don't have shit to hide. So, and I'll probably talk about that in the video, why I wanted to try this and why I wanted to try this particular company. Also, just so you know, I do still have one that's out, that's being completely customized with my design that I came up with. This is a new company that I decided to get with. So this isn't a company I've ever worked with before that is doing a lot of doing the custom work. So I'm excited about this other one because I think it's going to blow your mind with the design that I came up with and the theme, so to say, the look. I've never seen one done like this before. So I wanted to kind of do something really, really different. So Clyde saying all of it. Let's see. Pistol Pete saying, be safe, people. Looking forward to it. Great chat. Yep. So I appreciate y'all so much. It's 8:22. We'll shut this bad boy down. And we'll see. I might put something out this weekend. I might wait a little bit, you know, just see how everything goes. You know, I just want to give it a fair shake. I really do. It could work out. It might not work out. But we'll go from there. So y'all have a great night, everyone. Love one another. Kiss and hug your family. You know, if you haven't reached out to somebody in a while that you hadn't seen, check on them. Make sure they're good to go. But I appreciate y'all so much. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Take care, everyone. Y'all have a great night.